I am my Father's son. You've heard about me. You've read about me. I was the oldest of two. I had a little brother. He was useless. He didn't work as hard as I did. He was always in trouble. I resented him. And now maybe what I resented was that he was really probably happier than I was. He had a sense of adventure that I don't have. He was always able to turn it into play. But life is serious, you fool, I'd tell him. Oh, how I resented him. I begged my father to come down on him. I even asked our rabbi, begged our rabbi, to shame him for the way he was living in the hopes that it would change him. Oh, how I resented him. You see, I always tried to earn my father's love. In my mind, I could never do enough to make him happy. He was a tough man. He was a critical man. At least that's what I always thought. I needed words of affirmation that never came. I needed attention I never got. And if I did, I for some reason could not hear it from him. I worked so hard and for all the wrong reasons. Not because I loved my work or had any passion at all for what I was doing, but because I thought it was what I was supposed to do. To be perfect, you know? It was my job to be perfect. Isn't that what it says in the Bible somewhere? I guess you could say I always hoped that someday I would earn my father's love and my father's attention. But I guess you could also say I was mad all the time, and I didn't even know it. I guess you could say I was scared too, scared to fail. But what I was really afraid of was disappointing my father. He had high expectations of me. At least I thought that was true. But maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was all in my head. Maybe I lived my life assuming love would go away if I disappointed him, that his love would go away, it would pull back if I ever disappointed him. So I never wanted to disappoint him, and I never found out otherwise. Maybe that was why I tried to be good and tried to do everything so right. I tried so hard. But I was so wrong. I know that now, that I was wrong, because one day my younger brother failed, just as I predicted he would. He didn't drop one ball, he dropped all of them. He broke all the rules. He broke every rule that I worked so hard to keep. He broke every rule I worked so hard to keep. He left home even for God's sake. And he risked falling flat on his face. And he did. I could have told him that much. And that was my unwinding. And I hated my father for it. And I hated my brother too. My unwinding was that I realized I was miserable the whole time. I was not happy. I hated my own life. I was angry my whole life. I was trying so hard, and I didn't even know why. They wrote about my father and my brother. They were the stars in that story you just heard. I was an aside to the story. I was the one who is pitied because it was my little brother in the end who got it. I never did get it. I was eaten alive. I was eaten alive by my resentment. You know how the story ended for my brother, but you do not know how it ended for me. I hung myself. I hung myself because I could never accept that I was loved unconditionally, even from people who did. I thought I had to earn it, but it would never be enough. Or never could I do it right enough to really earn it. Oh, people would come along every once in a while and compliment me for my hard work. Great work ethic, they would say. You're so good. Your father's so lucky to have you for a son. But what they did not know was I was doing it all for the wrong reason. All of it. And so I say to you, I tell you all this because I don't want you to end up like I did. My only hope for redemption is that you don't end up like me. I came back to tell you that you don't have to earn love, and that as a matter of fact, you can't. That you can't even earn anything about love. That's a lie. It's a deception to think that there's something you can do to make someone love you. It's a lie and a deception to think there's something you could ever do so right that would make somebody love you. Because it won't. Ever. Because you don't have to earn it. Because you already are it. You already are unconditionally loved. And so I beg you to trust that now, before it's too late. You don't have to end up like I did. You were loved while you were sleeping last night. You were loved even before you went to work tomorrow. You go to work tomorrow, or the next day, or the next. You were loved before you got those good grades you're getting right now, or even when you did not get the good grades you're getting right now, you were loved. Before you had a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you were loved. You were loved just as you are. Even when you finally did get one, you were loved. Before you got to the top of that ladder and everybody was looking up at you, you were loved. Even before and when you were in those awkward conversations where you didn't know how to begin the conversation, you didn't have a clue how to meet people, even then, you were loved. You have always been loved, and you will always be loved. That's not a deception. That's the truth I learned too late. My little brother, he finally realized it. I never did. I was too busy trying to earn it. I know that now. But it's too late.